I'm going to read tonight from a trilogy that began right here in SouthWest Writers, and in fact, where did you go wrong? There you are. Gave me a back cover blurb for Susanna, which was the first book. That was followed by Poor People's Flowers, and I'm going to read from Beneath the Supermoon. My trilogy is based on the life of my Aunt Susanna, who my father said era una mujer suelta, a loose woman, and that was her brother. I love my Aunt Susanna. She's a little bit strange, rough around the edges, but she taught us a whole lot, especially the female children of our family. She taught us a whole lot about being female and taking care of yourself. So the trilogy is about a 9-year-old girl, a young girl, married off to a much older man in 1920s New Mexico. That's book 1. Then I jump forward to about 1935 to 1950 in book 2, and then Beneath the Supermoon is book 3. We had a secret in our family, and the secret has to do with what I'm going to read. Stella sat in the Rambler. She studied her face in the mirror. She was not bad looking, not very impressive, but kind of pretty. She didn't possess Yolanda's beauty. Yolanda looked like their mother, Beatriz. She and Yolanda had inherited Beatriz's long legs. Stella asked herself, who do I resemble? Yikes! She looked like Tia Susana. She studied herself more carefully. Her hair was auburn brown, clean, and tied back into a ponytail at the base of her neck, the way the hippie girls did on TV. She was a skinny thing, just like those girls, and she liked that style. Hazel, said her mother. Your eyes are hazel. Your Tia's eyes are weird. They are hazel sometimes, but sometimes they're blue if she wears blue, and sometimes they're green or gray, depending on what she's wearing. Don't kid yourself, said her mother. Men liked your Tia. Your Tia was a very beautiful woman. But that was a long time ago, 40 years ago, when we worked together, before I met your dad. Yes, Stella concluded. She was kind of pretty. She hoped her eyes didn't change color. She didn't want to be weird. She looked in the rearview mirror again, and in the background she saw a car arrive. It was her cousin Lorraine. Stella got out of the Rambler. Lorraine, when did you learn how to drive? I got my license last month. My dad sent me over here with his trousers. He says he wants your mom to alter them. Alter? That's a big word for you, Lorraine. Yeah, I asked him what it meant. It meant fix. Stella smiled. Let's go in. Mom's probably in the kitchen. Lorraine was the only cousin out of several near her age that Stella liked. Beatriz hugged Lorraine and asked the same question Stella asked, and then looked at the trousers. Monty, Lorraine's father, generally wanted them taken in about a ½ inch at the waist and hemmed at the legs 1 inch in front and ½ inch at the heel. He needed to look nice because he sold insurance door to door. He also had friends who sold insurance, and Beatriz ran a nice little business altering insurance men's trousers. Mom, you want some lemonade? Asked Stella. No, mija. I'll finish chopping up these vegetables for the night's stew. You and Lorraine go right ahead. Aunt Beatriz, asked Lorraine, taking a sip of the cold drink, tell me about my grandmother. How did she die? Beatriz looked up from the cutting board. Grandmother? Yes, my dad's mother. Susana? Yes, Grandma Susana, said Lorraine. What are you talking about? Asked Stella. My dad said his mother's name was Susana. She died when she was a child, and he didn't own any pictures of her. Do you have a picture of her? Stella asked her mother. Is she talking about Tia Susana? Beatriz thought it was wise not to answer. Stella knew her mother well. No answer was an answer. If your grandmother's my tia Susana, your grandmother isn't dead, blurted Stella. She's alive on the west side. Stella, Beatriz gave Stella a look that meant stop. Stella didn't stop. I just saw her yesterday. She's as alive as anybody. Stella, stop. Beatriz and Stella were locked in a stare. Lorraine's light brown eyes darted from Beatriz to Stella. Why did my dad say she was dead? Stella was going to say something. Stella, shut up, demanded Beatriz. No, said Lorraine. I want to know. Is she alive or is she dead? Alive, said Stella. Dead, said Beatriz. Lorraine raised her eyebrows. Beatriz held the knife in her hand. Stella broke away from the stare and looked down at the chopped vegetables. The stew meat Beatriz was working on boiled over the top of the stove. She turned off the burner and inhaled deeply. Es tiempo, said Beatriz. She returned to the table. I guess it's time you found out that Stella is right. Your grandmother exists very much alive. She is living on the west side. Lorraine's face lightened up. I want to meet her. Lorraine, no. What? Beatriz and Stella said in unison, no. I want to see her, said Lorraine. I don't think that's a good idea, said Beatriz. No, it's not a good idea at all, said Stella. The phone rang. Beatriz placed the knife on the table, wiped her hands, and walked to answer it in the front room. I think it's your grandmother on the phone, said Stella to Lorraine. Lorraine stood up and began to walk toward the phone. Beatriz motioned to her to stay away. She wants to meet you, said Beatriz. The voice on the other end of the line asked several questions for which Beatriz said, I don't know. Let me call you back. There was a pause. Bueno. Beatriz returned to the kitchen and looked at Stella. Your tia said to take Lorraine to her house tomorrow when you go to check on her. Check on her? Asked Lorraine. Never mind, said Stella. The phone rang again. Beatriz answered it. Okay, I'll tell her. Beatriz returned to the kitchen and said to Lorraine, your father wants you to go home right now. He needs the car. I want to know more about my grandmother, said Lorraine. Stella will take you to meet her tomorrow. You can learn more about her then. That's it. Thank you.